Yo, thank you for having me over, Exposed Toxic.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming, for real.
Word. Yeah, I'm happy to be back in York. Yo, it's pretty nice over here, actually. I actually like every time I come over here, it's always a good time.
Yeah, man, it's a little small town, but everybody gets their thing going.
Yeah. So are you born and raised here?
Yeah, born and raised, York, Pennsylvania.
In
Yeah.
York, or?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. So, did your main inspiration for music come around here, or is it like somewhere else? From
Um,
like other people doing music, or just you just listening to music?
no, I would say it was growing up in my household. My mom, she would listen to Tupac.
Yeah.
My dad would listen to grunge, so Nirvana and stuff. And as time went on, I was introduced to country music. I was introduced to like soul music. I was introduced to R&B, and my dad he introduced me to Eminem. So that's really where it all just started. As a kid, I would spend like hours in my room listening to Nirvana, studying Kurt Cobain's lyrics and whatnot, and like all the Eminem early stuff, like the Eminem Show album and all that.
Yeah. So, who's your top favorite artist, like of all time?
Of all time, oh man, see, as me, I don't know. That's always changing. I don't know if I could really settle one.
Yeah.
I would say that like top three that would come to my mind based off of that though is Kurt Cobain, Prince, and I'll probably put Pac up there too.
Or yeah, I don't really hear Prince a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty different. Who introduced you to Prince?
My mom did, yeah, Purple Rain and all that stuff. I love that album. It's like one of my all-time favorite albums. I think I just mesmerized by what Prince has done for the game. Like music wise, he created his own genre, I believe, and I just love his fashion. How he didn't really care. He did and wore what he wanted to, and I
Yeah,
feel like that's where most of my fashion inspiration comes from.
yeah. Do you expect to make like any of your own clothing in the future?
So it's funny because before I started making music, like taking music serious, I would actually mess around with making clothes and whatnot. And every now and again, I still do make some of my clothes. Like at the festival Two Free, that jumpsuit I was wearing, I
Yeah.
made that whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, that whole thing. I made it. Like I had just found a blank orange jumpsuit at a thrift store, and I took it home and just created it and put like designs on it that I liked and just did it myself.
Yeah. So do you think you're gonna have like your own line coming out soon, or
Yeah, no,
like just like put some things out there, like little things to like maybe promote your album or something?
Yeah, no, I have thought about doing that. It's just I always struggle to figure out what to prioritize because I always got so much stuff going through my mind.
Yeah. So what are you doing now with music? Are you expecting like an EP or something, or an album coming out soon?
Yeah, so for the rest of the year, I might drop one or two singles. I've been working on an album I plan on dropping in March. I also got a project with my boy Shaw Rez that we're gonna be dropping in December sometime. So that will be coming before the end of the year. But right now, musically, I'm just focused on my vision and my mission that I have for 2022.
Yeah. What's that right now?
Right now, I'm gonna be like respectfully, I'm gonna be the hottest artist coming out of the local area 2022 because I'm just working at it every day. Like I'm doing everything my own. I market my own. I mix my own. I create my own music. I got no ghostwriters. I don't do none of that stuff. Like everything that I have is organically stuff that I have done for myself.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm headed. Like I plan on dropping like I plan on doing a video and a song a month and then a project every few months and just keep that momentum rolling.
Yeah. Who's your main target audience? Is it like people in here in PA, or is it
Nah, so
like what even like what type of genre fan base?
genre type bass. My music is always changing because I'm not really stuck to one genre, but I would say it's mostly like the emo rap pop kids.
Yeah.
But as far as like the local area, I maybe have 11 people in my hometown or just in the local area that listen to my music. A lot of people in my area seem to just not fuck with me, and
Yeah.
that's all right. But mostly my audience is like Chicago, LA. I have a lot in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
I have some over in Germany. I got a lot in Russia. But most of my listeners come from the LA side and Atlanta and Chicago and whatnot.
Yeah. So do you think it's like easier I guess putting your music out and like people listening to it, like not knowing you, or people like knowing you and then listening to your music, in your
Man,
opinion?
that's a good question. because I feel like when people know you, they're so quick to judge you without even listening to the music.
Yeah.
And when people don't know you, it's like a fresh slate, you know? Like people wanna learn more about you, so they study your image, they study what you're making music about.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a probably solid ass answer.
Yeah.
Uh, so, well, do you have any songs right now that you in particular have that you want to make a music video for?
Yeah, I have two songs specifically that I want to make a song for. I actually plan out like I'm very picky about my videos. I like to map them out. I sketch them out. I like to make all my videos a movie, like an actual story, so that they stick with the listener when they come across it, whether it's the day of release or it's 10 years from now. Like I wanted to impact them the same way that it impacted me when I was creating it.
Yeah.
So right now I have a song. It's called "Kids on Molly." That's where I'm really trying to map out the video the most. I'm trying to reach out to some like big videographers, like the Overcast crew in Arizona, and the Soul Serum crew that's over that way too. So that's where I'm headed with the video wise. Other than
I
that,
really like Overcast. They did the what's it called? Who did that Patrick CC video?
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't remember what the song is, but I know what you're talking about with the puppets.
Wait, it's
Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, Jinx. Yo, exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just listening to that at work the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're pretty solid. Good shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like I'm in contact with them a little bit on Twitter, so we have talked back and forth about scheduling some stuff. I just got to get a flight out there and get out there and work.
What interested you in Overcast? Like, what was the first video that you saw that you were just like, oh,
the first
really
video.
like work.
Yeah, the first video I had saw was it was a Tux video. I forget what the song was called, but it was one of their very first videos, and I had actually like begun a relationship with them and Tux around that time. Like it was like early last year before they actually started popping off. So I feel like that kind of was like a foot in the door for me, because before they had got this big fan base, I was in contact with them and like their artists and stuff. So I'm just very interested in. I believe that they're gonna be the future Lyrical Lemonade for like the underground. Yeah.
So do you have any new music to preview us right now?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll preview the Kids on Molly song I was talking about.
All right, awesome. All lines up right now.
Yeah. Pull it up. Yeah, so it's like a little rock song. Lately, I've been on my rock star stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what my whole new album is gonna be leaning towards, is like rock and roll stuff. But here's the song "Kids on Molly." I'll play a little bit of it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
Okay.
Taylor about the fucking flex. Nothing new, nothing new, nothing new here to see. If I'm stuck here in my misery, are you next to me? All the new kids on the block, they wanna scream and weep, but that's nothing new to me, nothing new to me. Yeah, these kids on Molly and they wanna scream for help. Wonder how they got here with the drugs left on the shelf. And your parents hate me, I'm too good for your health, but that's why you need me to get you out of this hell. Yeah, welcome the new kid on the block. Mother's known for calling cops, and his dad's a fucking prick that only has love for the cops. So let's pick and choose our battles, always being with a paddle. If he's prone to making mistakes, then he's known to make his pain and rage. And all the fire that endeavors in his soul is something we should embrace. It's something we shouldn't fear. It's something we should all just face. Yes, kids. Yeah, that's a preview to the song. That's the song I'm gonna show video too.
Yo, how do you play any instruments, or how did you get the beat to that?
I had a producer that, well, he's very popular on YouTube as well, but his name is Young Taylor on YouTube. But he had reached out to me and sent me like 5 beats, and that was one of them.
Oh shit.
So yeah.
Yeah. So with that type of genre, who do you think is like leading in that type of genre right now?
Right
Because like in
now,
the recent news, I saw.
yeah, this is about to be controversial.
Yeah, in recent news, I just saw Diddy. He posted. I think it was like I don't know what magazine it was, but it was like a big headline that he said the MGK brought back
Yeah,
rap.
nah, that's exactly what I'm leaning towards. I think MGK really found his lane with that
Yeah,
genre. Like I'm not taking away from his rap skills. He was definitely talented in that, but I feel like his audience just rose so high when he. I feel like he had finally come out of a cocoon, and I feel like he had found himself like as an artist, and I believe that's where he
yeah.
belongs.
Okay, in your personal opinion, did Eminem just like push him out of the genre completely?
Nah, I don't know. I don't honestly. I didn't really pay too much attention to like the rap beef between them. Honestly, because Eminem is Eminem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Eminem is he one of the goats. It don't
yeah,
matter who going against him. Like the only way I would ever pay attention to some Eminem beef if it was like Eminem versus Lil Wayne.
oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like they both on the same
yeah,
like pedestal. So there's no way I would pay attention to MGK versus Eminem because
yeah.
hypothetically, everybody just gonna assume that Eminem's gonna obliterate that man.
I remember there was like I think it was like 2 years ago that actually no, this is way longer than 2 years ago. Probably like 4 years ago that Drake and Eminem were about to have beef, and then like he just brought him out on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
low key, like that would have been a matchup to see. Like I didn't know who would have won that one.
Yeah, nah. I see. I don't know. It's two different types of rap.
Yeah,
Like it's not that it's. No, it is two different types of rap. Like I don't know. Eminem is
yeah,
more like aggressive and like he has that influence of like he kind of gives me like he has like influences from like DMX and like like aggressive rapping and stuff.
yeah,
And Drake more is like just he's just telling stories that he lived through.
yeah.
And not that Eminem doesn't do that either. He just does it in a more metaphorically way. And I think it's just more aggressive. So I don't know how that would pan out. I think it'd be very odd
Yeah. Okay, so growing up in New York, who were the first people that you started like making music with?
making music with.
Yeah.
Oh man, see when I first started making music, I was by myself. I had actually wanted to start making music when I was 7. I started making music. I would write. I learned to play the guitar and I learned to play the drums and I played the drums in school. And then around my freshman year, or around the end of 8th grade, going into my freshman year, I would sing. I would sing other people's popular songs and I'll put them on YouTube. But I had stopped that because of the whole high school, making fun of type shit.
Yeah.
And when I had got out of high school is when I got back into music and I was like, no, I'm locked in. This is what I'm meant to do. This is my destiny. And the first person that had reached out to me that I had worked with was actually my boy Kevin Sounds. And then afterwards, it was my boy Rez. And then eventually, my boy Kill Tactics, he started making beats. And that's just where we at now. My boy oh 07 Syph, I worked with him a lot. And then around that time that I was working by myself, I always envisioned working with Traquan and
Yeah.
working with Lil 90 and stuff. Because I had known them because we had all went to the same school. And I
Yeah.
knew that they was into that stuff too, but they had no idea I was into it. And eventually, like when I came to my album, my first like project I actually took time to sit down and make last year, I had got Trey on the album. And then like recently this year, me and Lil 90 had dropped a song. So that's just what it is.
Right. So where do you? My bad. That was just like a lot to take in.
No, you're good, bro.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself working next with people in York? Is there anybody you would want to work with,
Oh,
or around the area, like even like York, Harrisburg area?
that's a good question. Cause honestly, there's a lot of envy in the local area. Like it's not what it seems. Like everybody like that's not from the local area, they think it's all cool. But a lot of artists are envious. Me, I would work with anybody that would want to work with me, honestly. But who I have my eyes on that I would love to work with locally is I would like to get Irene on a song,
Yeah.
Irene Florio. The boy Nicky the Jet. I think Nicky the Jet's super talented.
Yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of Ninja, I saw on his. Yeah, I think it was that guy. I saw on his Instagram. It was just like this burning bridge or some shit.
I'm not
It was
sure.
like some crazy shit. He told some girl to stand under it, and I was like, "Yo, this kid's wild."
Man, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think me and Nikki will get along well, bro.
Yeah,
It just seems like his work ethic is similar to mine,
yeah,
and it just seems like he's just himself. Like he is an artist as himself. Like he doesn't have to act. He like his own fashion. Like he got his own trip. He got his own thing, and I feel like I'm very similar to that. Like, but in a different way. Another artist I would probably like to work with. Man.
even if it's like outside the area now, since you covered like inside the area.
Oh yeah, so like if we talking like outside the area, like I would want to go mainstream.
Yeah,
Like mainstream, I would love to work with ASAP Rocky. I love to work with Kanye just on beats though. I don't really I like Kanye as a rapper, but I think his like production skills are like amazing. I love to work with Dr. Dre. I think that'd be dope. I would like to work with MGK, but as you know, controversial reasons
yeah,
as of lately, I don't know how good that'd be for my image. But I think that me and MGK could make a good song. But now that it just popped in my head, my dream collab is with Travis Barker. I think we
yeah,
could make the hottest song ever. I really believe that, like, cause the rock influence for me, and like just because I have history of playing the drums and everything, I feel like I could just flow on any type of rhythm that he would throw at me with the drums.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, if it wasn't music, do you see yourself like doing anything else, or like, did you have any other side hobbies
Nah,
before that?
bro. Nah. When I was a kid, I always thought like what I wanted to do in my life, and at first, I would bounce around. I'd be like, "Oh, I'll go into the military, I'll do this, that." But none of that stuff panned out for me. As I got older, I realized I didn't want to do that. I realized that where my heart and soul was ever since I was a kid was music. Or ever since, because I would constantly sing. Like when I played a video game, Call of Duty, when I was growing up, I would sing. Like no matter what game I was playing, I would be on the headset with my boys, and I would just sing, and they'd get so annoyed, and they'd be like, "Yo, Toxic, you gotta shut up, bro," and I'd be like, "Yo, I love this song," and I would just sing and sing and sing, and I feel like dude, there's years of singing have got me to like where I'm at now with like using my voice and whatnot. So nah, I don't believe I'm really destined for anything else. I believe it's music or nothing. And that's
Yeah.
just what it is for me, honestly.
So, how do you expect to expand yourself more than an artist? Like, do you expand like the clothing line too? You said, but is there any other things you like to expand in,
That's a good
or
question
like
too.
and get involved in business wise?
Yeah, I think that I would make a good like I think I would be good at having my own label
Yeah,
because I pay attention to a lot of like the underground, and I pay attention to a lot of slept on artists that I think need more eyes than what they get, because I feel like more eyes are drawn to people that all sound similar to each other or they look the same, and I'm just not with that. Like I want new, I want something fresh. I want people to just be themselves and just create something that they would create if it was just them in a room by themselves with no phone, no influence from the media, nothing. Like if it was you and the music, what would you create? And those are the artists that I would sign immediately. They could have one follower, they could have 10,000. It don't matter.
yeah. So, do you ever see yourself creating a label in the future, or is it just like if it like could you elaborate more on that? Like, would you want to ever do that?
Yeah, no, I feel like after probably like when I get signed and everything, I feel like I would want to drop like maybe 4 or 5 like good albums. And then after that, like I would still drop music, I'd still drop albums, I would still be a full time artist, but I'd probably go more into like the executive side, more kind of like how Bibby did with Juice World and the
Yeah,
Killer Roy and whatnot. Just because like look at what he created, you know what I mean? Like he found these artists. I mean they were popping on the SoundCloud and stuff, but bro, Juice had like 1,200 followers on IG and
yeah,
became the biggest artist in the last like 5 years, and literally is a generational legend.
yeah.
So,
And like short amount of time, like really short amount of time that he was even on here.
exactly, bro. It's crazy to think like what he would have accomplished. So, yeah, nah, I definitely believe I would somewhere in my life I would probably open a label, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you play any video games at all?
Yeah, I used to play a lot when I was a kid. I used to be addicted, like could not get me off the controller. But nah, I fuck with Call of Duty, but some of the new Call of Duties and Warzone, I find them kind of lame. I don't know. I'll be playing them, but not as much as I would like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Uh, I recently finally just beat that Spider-Man game that came out in like
Oh, yo.
2018 for real.
Wait, which one? The.
Not the first one, not the
Oh.
Michael Morales. I need to get that one though.
Yeah.
I want to cop that one. The only reason what made me go back and play them is when Sony had previewed Spider-Man 2 with like Venom and stuff. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, yeah, I need to get in there.
Bro, I just watched Venom yesterday.
Yeah.
Solid movie.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the Venom movies, but I don't know. I'm not a big movie person for real. I used to be when I was a kid. I used to be into so many things when I was a kid, but as I got older, now I feel like it's just music. Like,
Yeah, I gotta focus more on like priorities.
yeah.
All right. Before we wrap this up, or do you want anything you want to share or any shout outs?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Sharez, shout out Kill Tactics, shout out Kevin Sounds, shout out O7 Scythe, shout out Nikki the Jet, bro is gonna be a
Nikki
goat.
the Jet.
Yeah, and let me just say this to the youth, like yo, if you got something you want to do with your life, just do it. Like, don't ever feel like you have to go to college. If it's not necessary, don't go to college. Like, you don't need a degree to do what you want to do in life. Just have the mindset, build the mentality that you wish to see in yourself and make it happen. And you can do anything with that. I promise. You can literally create diamonds with your mindset. So that's it. But other than that, yeah, it's your boy Exposed Toxic.
All right. Thank you.
All right.